Have you ever whispered a prayer in the silence of the night and felt it fall lifeless like a stone sinking in a well? Have you pleaded for health, for abundance, for release from fear, only to find yourself waiting, doubting, despairing? My friend, the tragedy of countless lives is not unanswered prayer, but unknowing prayer. You were never taught the missing formula, and yet, hidden within your own subconscious mind, placed there by the infinite, lies a law so certain, so unfailing, that it can transform poverty into plenty, fear into faith, illness into radiant health, loneliness into love, and despair into peace. That law is the law of belief, and tonight it shall be unveiled to you. I must confess something to you, my dear friend. For years, even as I stood in pulpits, even as I spoke to multitudes about the wondrous power of the subconscious mind, I myself often felt that my prayers were but echoes in a hollow chamber. Something was missing, something crucial, something the ancient seers, prophets, and mystics knew, but which modern man, so distracted by noise, so enslaved by fear, has forgotten. That missing element is not mere repetition of words, not the ritual of kneeling or folding of hands. It is the union of faith and imagination within the subconscious mind. Romans 12:2 declares, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." Do you hear it? Transformation does not come by begging or pleading. It comes by renewing, by impressing the subconscious with a new belief, a new pattern, a new image of truth. Job 22:28 affirms, "Thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee." This is not poetry, it is law. Your decree is the thought image, the mental picture, the felt conviction you impress upon the deeper mind. And Mark 11:24 reveals the great formula, "What things soever ye desire when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them." Notice carefully, it does not say, "Believe you will receive." It says, "Believe you receive now, in the invisible, in the unseen, and it shall appear in your world of form." This is the prayer you were never taught. Prayer not as vain repetition, but as a scientific process of impressing the subconscious with the feeling of the answered desire. Every man, every woman, lives by the law of belief. "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he," said the writer of Proverbs. The heart in Scripture is not your physical organ. It is the subconscious mind, the hidden workshop of creation. Whatever you write upon it with feeling, it accepts. Whatever you impress with conviction, it brings forth. It does not argue. It does not reason. It does not question whether your belief is wise or foolish, good or destructive. It simply reproduces it, as soil yields whatever seed is planted. And so poverty is but the harvest of poverty beliefs, sickness the harvest of sickness beliefs, fear the harvest of fear beliefs. But likewise, wealth is the harvest of wealth beliefs, health of health beliefs, and love of love beliefs. Thomas Edison, when questioned about his thousands of failures in creating the electric light, said, "I did not fail 10,000 times. I discovered 10,000 ways that did not work." What gave him power? Not luck, not chance, but a belief. A fixed conviction in his mind that the light already existed in the unseen, and that persistence would make it visible. Andrew Carnegie, who rose from poverty in a Scottish weaver's cottage to become one of the wealthiest men in America, confessed that he carried a simple image in his mind, a vision of abundance, of factories, of men employed, of a future already secured. That image, believed in, became substance. Walt Disney, laughed at, rejected, called a dreamer, saw castles and kingdoms in his mind long before theirs. The first brick was laid in Disneyland. The world called it fantasy. His subconscious called it fact. And so it became, my beloved friend, what these men knew in their own way was the law of belief. Believe you have received, and it shall be so. Let us pause now and impress a new decree upon your deeper mind. Speak these words quietly but with feeling. I now accept divine abundance. The riches of God flow freely into my life. I am guided, prospered, and supplied in divine order. I believe it. I accept it. I am it. Say it once more slowly, and feel it sinking into the soil of your subconscious. But why, you ask, if the law is so simple, do so many live in chains of want, disease, and failure? The answer, dear friend, is fear. Fear is faith inverted. It is belief in evil rather than good. It is mental imagery of disaster rather than deliverance. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Millions call their poverty fate, their sickness fate, their loneliness fate, when in truth it is the subconscious directed by fearful beliefs. Yet hear me, fear has no true power. It is a shadow, a mirage. When light shines, the shadow vanishes. When truth is impressed, error dissolves. Scripture declares, "Perfect love casteth out fear." 1 John 4:18. What is perfect love? It is the awareness of the infinite presence within you. The certainty that the same God who paints the lilies and lights the stars governs your path with wisdom and care. When you surrender fear and accept divine order, a new pattern begins to form in the subconscious. Poverty thoughts dissolve, failure thoughts lose grip, the seed of wealth, of success, of health begins to germinate. Say with me, "I now release all fear. I walk in divine love, in perfect faith, in joyous expectancy. God's order governs my life, and only good shall come." Feel it. Breathe it. Let the subconscious accept it. Prayer, my friend, is not begging some distant deity. Prayer is the marriage of desire and belief united in the subconscious mind. Prayer is seeing the end from the beginning. It is assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It is knowing that what you decree in the silence is already real in the invisible. When Jesus said, "The Father within me, he doeth the works," John 14:10, he revealed the great secret. The conscious mind conceives the idea, the subconscious brings it forth. Your conscious word is the seed, your subconscious is the fertile soil. This is why Ernest Holmes, founder of Science of Mind, taught, "Change your thinking, change your life." He understood that prayer is not informing God of your needs, but informing your subconscious of the divine truth. Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." He did not speak poetry, he spoke law. Conceive the conscious mind, believe the subconscious mind, achieve the manifestation in your world. This is the missing formula, the prayer you were never taught. And so I tell you, dear friend, the prayer you have whispered in vain must now be transfigured into a prayer of knowing. For to know is greater than to hope, and to feel is greater than to beg. You may think your past defeats are written in stone, yet your subconscious mind can erase them as easily as light erases darkness. Consider this truth. When you close your eyes and imagine yourself already healed, already supplied, already free, you are planting the seed of reality into the infinite soil within you. The subconscious accepts it, works upon it, and brings it to pass in ways the conscious mind cannot fathom. Faith is not straining, nor is it effort. Faith is quiet acceptance. Faith is resting in the certainty that the thing desired already exists in the invisible and is now clothed in form. As you sleep, as you walk, as you go about your day, the subconscious mind works ceaselessly to manifest what you have impressed upon it. It is the silent builder, the tireless craftsman, the unseen artist shaping the clay of your experience. Do not imagine your problem is too great nor your lack too severe. The infinite has no measure of difficulty. To the subconscious, it is as easy to heal a so-called incurable condition as it is to heal a cut on the finger. It is as easy to attract a fortune as it is to attract a dollar. All things are possible to him that believeth. Your limitation is not God's will, but your own unbelief. You have been taught to pray with words, but not with feeling, to plead with the skies, but not to command the mind. Yet hear me clearly, your spoken word is a decree, and your imagination is the creative womb. Together they form the true prayer that changes worlds. Pause now with me, close your eyes, and see yourself as you wish to be. Imagine the bank account filled, the bills paid with ease, the home secure, the body vibrant, the heart in love, the mind in peace. Do not force the picture. Allow it to rise as a gentle scene, as if you are watching yourself in a living motion picture. Add to it the feeling that this is so, that it is happening now. Whisper quietly, "It is done, it is finished, it is mine." And let your subconscious accept the decree. I once counseled a man who was drowning in debt. Fearful of losing everything, he prayed day and night, but his prayers were cries of desperation, which only impressed a more lack upon his subconscious. I told him to reverse the pattern. Instead of praying with worry, he was to pray with thanksgiving. Each night before sleep, he pictured himself writing checks with ease, seeing creditors paid in full, and joyfully affirming, "God's wealth is circulating in my life. I am abundantly supplied." Within months, unexpected contracts flowed to him, debts were dissolved, and prosperity reigned. What changed? Not the outer world first, but the inner image. The subconscious received the new belief and reorganized his affairs according to the law. This same law will work for you, as it has for countless souls through the ages. Do not resist appearances. Do not fight conditions. Non-resistance is the key to peace. When you cease to wrestle with the shadow and instead impress the truth, the shadow dissolves. Jesus declared, "Resist not evil," which means do not give your energy to the appearance of lack or sickness. Turn instead to the invisible presence, to the divine order that knows only abundance, health, and peace. Say with me now with quiet assurance, "I no longer fight shadows. I rest in divine truth. All the power of God is for me, and nothing is against me." Let that conviction settle into your soul. Perhaps you suffer in body, longing for healing. Hear the eternal truth. Your subconscious mind governs all your vital processes, and it is amenable to suggestion. If you affirm health, if you imagine yourself strong and radiant, your subconscious will restore harmony. I have seen men and women rise from sick beds, freed from so-called incurable disease, by daily impressing the image of perfect health upon the deeper mind. One woman with an advanced condition repeated daily, "Every cell of my body is filled with the healing light of God. I am whole, I am strong, I am free." She coupled her words with the image of herself walking in the sunshine, laughing, radiant. In weeks her body responded. Her doctors were astounded, but she knew the cause. The prayer of belief had been answered. And so I tell you, healing is not reserved for saints or mystics. It is your birthright. As you think in your heart, so are you. The life principle within you knows how to heal. It formed you from a tiny cell. It grew you without your conscious effort. It governs your heartbeat and breath. Trust it. Speak to it. Direct it with love. The subconscious is the seat of healing. Consider also love, the universal need of every heart. Many live lonely, desolate, believing themselves unworthy of companionship. Yet the law is the same. As you believe, so shall it be. If you affirm daily, "I am divinely irresistible. Love flows to me and through me. I radiate harmony, peace, and joy," you will impress the subconscious with a sense of worth and magnetism. Soon conditions will arrange themselves, people will be drawn to you, and love will blossom. For you do not attract what you plead for, you attract what you believe you are. In matters of wealth, hear me well. Money is but a symbol, a medium of exchange, a stream of divine substance. Do not worship it and do not despise it. To hate money is to cut off the flow. To love money selfishly is to chain yourself to fear of loss. The balanced attitude is to see money as God's circulating wealth, flowing freely for your use and for blessing others. When you affirm, "God is my instant and everlasting supply. All my needs are met at every moment of time and point of space," you align with the infinite flow. You cease to live in poverty consciousness and step into abundance consciousness. Napoleon Hill said, "Riches begin with a state of mind. That state of mind is formed by your subconscious impressions. If you persist in seeing yourself poor, you will remain poor. But if you persist in seeing yourself prosperous, rich in every good way, the subconscious will find channels to bring it forth. Unexpected opportunities will appear, doors will open, new ideas will flash across your mind, people will enter your life, and prosperity will unfold." My dear friend, you must train your inner speech. Every idle word impresses the subconscious. If you say, "I can't afford it," the subconscious accepts it as law. If you say, "I never succeed," it becomes fact. Reverse the pattern. Decree with your words what you wish to see, not what you fear to see. Affirm with joy, "I succeed in all my undertakings. Divine wisdom guides me. I am richly supplied." Repeat it until it becomes natural, until the subconscious is saturated with the truth. Remember this eternal key. The subconscious responds not to empty repetition, but to felt conviction. It is not the multitude of words, but the depth of belief. Whisper once with feeling, "I am healed," and the subconscious moves into action. Say it 1,000 times with doubt, and nothing happens. Therefore, guard the feeling. Cultivate the emotion of faith, of thanksgiving, of joyous expectancy. History reveals countless witnesses to this law. Edison visualized the light bulb. Carnegie envisioned industry. Disney imagined kingdoms. Holmes taught the science of mind. Hill declared the power of thought. Jung uncovered the shadow within. All drew upon the same law, the subconscious mind governed by belief. And now it is your turn. Will you continue to live as a prisoner of fear, repeating the failures of the past? Or will you awaken to the power within and decree a new destiny? The choice is yours, this very hour. Close your eyes once more and speak within. I am now reborn in truth. The past is gone, the future is secure, the present is filled with God's abundance. I walk in faith, I live in love, I manifest divine wealth, health, and joy. It is so. Feel the words as a living power. The subconscious has heard, the law is set in motion, and nothing can stop the harvest of your new belief. And so, my beloved friend, as we draw this chapter to its close, I leave you with this charge. Never again see prayer as begging. See it as the scientific act of impressing the subconscious with the conviction of already answered desire. Know that you are never alone, for the infinite is within you. Trust the divine order that governs the stars and your very breath. Fear not appearances. Resist not shadows. Live in the awareness of your oneness with God, and the world will change before your eyes. And so, beloved friend, the seed has been planted in the fertile ground of your subconscious, but a seed does not blossom overnight. It requires faith, patience, expectancy. The farmer who sows does not dig up the seed each morning to see if it is growing. He rests in quiet confidence, knowing that unseen forces are at work beneath the soil, that the law of growth is unfailing. Likewise, you must sow the seed of belief in the silence of your mind, and then rest in faith, knowing it shall bear fruit in divine order. Faith is the golden key that unlocks the treasure house within you. It is not blind belief, nor superstition, nor emotional frenzy. Faith is the inner awareness of unseen reality. It is the conviction that the thing hoped for is already here in substance, though invisible to the eye. Hebrews 11:1 declares, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." This is not a poetic phrase, it is scientific law. Faith is substance. Faith is evidence. Faith is the invisible prototype that the subconscious uses to mold outer conditions. Consider the story of a young man who longed to become a physician but had no money, no connections, no apparent path. He wrote upon a card the words, "I am a successful physician, guided by divine wisdom, healing and blessing many." He read it daily, imagining himself in the white coat, seeing patients, writing prescriptions, walking in hospitals. He gave thanks as though it were already true. Within 2 years, doors opened, scholarships appeared, mentors arrived, and he was on the path to fulfilling his vision. What worked? The law of faith. His subconscious accepted the image, believed the decree, and rearranged circumstances to make it so. My dear friend, your subconscious does not ask how. It does not concern itself with details. It only accepts the image you impress and brings forth the nearest equivalent. Do not burden yourself with the mechanics. Do not strain to see the way. Simply hold the end in mind with faith and gratitude, and the way will appear. Trust the divine order that governs the universe, for the same intelligence that guides the stars in their courses will guide your path. Say quietly with me now, "Infinite intelligence opens the way for me. I trust divine order. I am led, guided, and directed in perfect harmony." Feel the words, breathe into them, and let them sink deep into the subconscious soil. There is a rhythm to life, a cosmic order that never fails. Night follows day, the tide ebbs and flows, the seed becomes the harvest. So it is with prayer and manifestation. When you plant the seed of belief, there must be a gestation period. Do not despair if results are not instant. Instant manifestations are possible, yes, but often the subconscious works through natural channels, arranging conditions in perfect timing. The delay is not denial, it is preparation. Remember this law, impatience is disbelief. When you grow restless when you say, "It is not working," you are planting weeds of doubt that choke the seed of faith. Instead, rest in assurance. Each day, give thanks as though your desire were already accomplished. Affirm quietly, "I am so happy and grateful now that divine abundance is manifesting in my life. I see it, I feel it, I rejoice in it." Thanksgiving is faith in action. Walt Disney once said, "If you can dream it, you can do it." He did not mean a passing fancy or idle daydream. He meant a vivid mental image, sustained with faith, infused with feeling. He saw castles and kingdoms before a single brick was laid. He walked the streets of Disneyland in his imagination long before they appeared in concrete. His subconscious accepted the vision, and the world conspired to make it fact. The power of visualization is beyond measure. When you form a clear mental picture and feel it real, your subconscious is compelled to manifest it. Do not merely see yourself receiving wealth, health, or love. See yourself already in possession of it. See yourself walking in the new house, holding the new job, laughing with the companion, moving with the body of health. Add to the picture the feeling of joy, gratitude, satisfaction. The subconscious responds to feeling more than words. I once guided a woman who longed for marriage and companionship. She had prayed for years, but her prayers were anxious pleadings filled with fear of loneliness. I told her to reverse the process. Each night she imagined herself with her ideal companion, walking by the sea, holding hands, hearing words of love. She fell asleep in that state, feeling it real. Within a year, she met a man who matched her image in every respect, and their union was blessed. What changed? Her inner image. She no longer prayed with fear, but with faith. Say with me now, I imagine only the best for myself and others. I feel it real. I give thanks for its fulfillment. My subconscious accepts it, and it is done. Fear will attempt to creep in, whispering that it cannot be, that you are unworthy, that conditions are too strong. Do not argue with fear. Do not wrestle with it. Simply replace it. As light dispels darkness, so faith dissolves fear. When the thought of failure arises, affirm, I succeed. Add in all my undertakings. When sickness whispers, declare, the healing presence of God flows through me now. When lack appears, affirm, divine supply is mine this moment. Train your mind to return again and again to the truth until fear loses its grip. Carl Jung spoke wisely when he said, your vision will become clear only when you look into your own heart. The subconscious is that inner heart. If you look there and see fear, you will project fear into your world. If you look there and see faith, you will project faith. Your outer life is but a reflection of your inner state. Therefore, cleanse the inner mirror. Fill it with images of harmony, peace, abundance, and love. Prayer, in its highest sense, is not words at all, but inner knowing. The greatest prayer is silent. It is the calm conviction that what you have imagined and believed is already so. Jesus taught, when ye pray, believe that ye receive, and ye shall have. Notice the present tense. Believe you receive now, not tomorrow, not someday, not when conditions improve. Now. When you pray in this way, your subconscious accepts the belief as fact, and manifestation follows. Ernest Holmes said, God can do for us only what he can do through us. This means your subconscious is the channel of the infinite. If you block it with fear, resentment, or doubt, the flow is hindered. If you open it with faith, gratitude, and love, the flow is unlimited. Therefore, guard your inner gate. Refuse to harbor resentment. Forgive quickly. Release the past. Fill your mind with harmony. For as long as you hold bitterness, you impress conflict upon the subconscious, and conflict appears in your life. Say quietly, I forgive all men and women, and I am forgiven. I release the past. I walk in love. I radiate harmony, and I attract harmony. Love is the fulfilling of the law. Perfect love casts out fear. Love heals the body, enriches the soul, draws wealth, attracts friends, secures success. To love is to align yourself with God, for God is love. When you radiate love in thought, word, and deed, the subconscious is impregnated with divine harmony, and the universe reflects it back to you multiplied. Do not think of love only as romantic attraction. Love is goodwill, kindness, joy, understanding. It is the recognition of God in every face. When you walk in love, you walk in power. Fear flees, lack dissolves, doors open. The subconscious filled with love cannot bring forth anything but blessing. My beloved friend, do you see now the sacred formula? Desire united with belief, image fused with feeling, words spoken with conviction, gratitude sealing the prayer. This is the missing formula of divine results. It is not reserved for mystics, saints, or geniuses. It is yours here and now in this very moment. Pause again, close your eyes, and decree within, I am one with the infinite. My mind is God's mind. My body is God's temple. My affairs are God's business. Divine order governs my life. I am rich, healthy, loved, and free. It is done. Feel it as true. Let the subconscious embrace it. Rest in the assurance that the law is now set in motion. The world is waiting for your awakening. You are not meant to crawl in fear, but to soar in faith. You are not born for poverty, but for abundance. You are not destined for sickness, but for health. You are not condemned to loneliness, but created for love. The key lies not outside you, but within you, in the vast, silent, all-powerful subconscious mind. Trust it, direct it, fill it with truth, and watch as your life is transformed. If you are ready to awaken the power within, subscribe now and join this journey of truth. My beloved friend, you have now begun to see the sweet truth of faith, the power of prayer rightly understood, the wonder of your subconscious mind. Yet let us walk deeper into the holy sanctuary of truth, for there are greater mysteries to behold. You have been taught to struggle, to strain, to fight against appearances, but I tell you now, the greatest secret is surrender. Divine order does not require your frantic effort, it requires your quiet yielding. When you release the tight grip of fear and trust the infinite, the way opens as surely as dawn follows night. Consider the lilies of the field, how they toil not, neither do they spin, and yet your heavenly Father clothes them in greater glory than Solomon. What lesson is here? It is not laziness, but trust. The lilies grow by surrendering to the rhythm of the soil, the rain, the sun. They do not strain to add 1 cubit to their stature. They rest in divine order. So too must you. When you cease to push against life and instead align with the inner law, all things fall into place. Non-resistance is not weakness, it is supreme strength. To resist is to feed the shadow, to yield is to dissolve it. When Jesus said, "Resist not evil," he revealed the psychology of the subconscious. If you fight against poverty, you impress poverty. If you war against sickness, you strengthen sickness. If you dwell on enemies, you multiply them. But if you affirm truth and turn away from appearances, the error dissolves. Darkness does not fight the sun, it vanishes before it. Say quietly with me, I do not resist appearances. I rest in divine truth. The light of God now dissolves all shadows. Only harmony, peace, and abundance remain. Feel the calm strength of these words sinking into the deep mind. Do you see now why so many prayers go unanswered? They pray with resistance, with fear, with tension. They beg God to remove what they secretly magnify, but prayer of surrender is different. It is the prayer of thanksgiving, of confidence, of resting in the finished work. Mark 11:24 declares, "What things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them." Believe that you receive. This is surrender. You cease asking, you cease pleading, you cease resisting, and you accept. You believe it is done, and it is. Andrew Carnegie once said that the secret of success was to trust in the unseen plan. He attributed his fortune not only to hard work, but to a quiet inner conviction that he was guided by an intelligence far beyond himself. Napoleon Hill recorded these words, "When you come to the point where you can believe in riches unseen as firmly as you believe in riches in hand, then riches will come." This is surrender. This is divine order. Perhaps now you are facing a situation that seems impossible. The bills rise higher than your income. The doctor's report threatens your peace. The relationship appears broken beyond repair. The temptation is to resist, to panic, to fight. But I say unto you, be still and know. The infinite presence has ways you know not of. The subconscious has resources beyond your reason. Rest in the silent knowing that divine order governs your life. A woman once came to me whose son was lost in crime and addiction. She wept, she pleaded, she resisted. I told her to release him to God. Each night she affirmed, I surrender my son to divine love. He is guided, healed, and restored in God's perfect way. She ceased begging, ceased worrying, and rested in the truth. Within months, her son turned his life around, sought help, and found peace. She did not force him. She surrendered him. Her subconscious impressed Wick. The image of his healing transmitted that vibration, and conditions changed. Say now, I surrender my burdens to God. I let go and I let God. Divine order is established in my life now. Breathe it, feel it, rest in it. This surrender is not passivity, it is cooperation with the higher law. When you yield to divine order, inspired action flows naturally. You will find yourself led to the right people, the right opportunities, the right ideas. You will not strain, but you will be moved as if by an unseen hand. The subconscious, once impressed with belief, directs your steps. It brings to your conscious mind flashes of inspiration, urges, hunches, inner guidance. Trust these nudges, for they are the voice of God through your subconscious. Thomas Edison often spoke of how ideas came to him in flashes, in dreams, in sudden insights. He trusted his subconscious to deliver solutions. He would pose a problem before sleep and awaken with the answer. So can you. Before retiring, affirm, "My subconscious mind now reveals the perfect solution. I give thanks for divine guidance." As you sleep, your deeper mind will work on the problem, drawing from the infinite reservoir of wisdom, and in the morning the answer will appear. This is prayer, not begging, not resisting, but impressing and surrendering. Prayer is the art of inner imaging. It is the act of sowing the seed and resting in divine order until the harvest comes. Beloved friend, do not despise small beginnings. When you plant a seed of wealth in your mind, the first shoots may be small opportunities, modest improvements. Rejoice in them. Give thanks for every token of progress. Gratitude waters the seed and hastens the harvest. If you despise the little, you block the greater. Say with me, I give thanks for all blessings, great and small. Every good is a sign of greater good unfolding. The subconscious has no limit. It can bring you health where doctors fail, wealth where economists despair, love where loneliness reigns, success where failure stalks. But it requires one thing, belief. As you think in your heart, so are you. Your subconscious is impartial. It will create sickness if you believe in sickness, or health if you believe in health. It will manifest poverty if you believe in lack, or abundance if you believe in plenty. The law works both ways. Choose now what seed you will sow. Ernest Holmes taught, "We are limited not by principle but by lack of understanding." God is infinite. The subconscious is limitless. The only restriction is the belief you hold. Do you believe in shortage? Then shortage will appear. Do you believe in divine abundance? Then abundance will flow. Change your belief and you change your world. Affirm quietly now, I believe in abundance, I believe in health, I believe in love, I believe in success, I believe in divine order. Feel the conviction. Impress it deeply. Love is the key to all. Perfect love casts out fear. Love harmonizes, heals, enriches. When you fill your subconscious with love, you draw love into your life. When you radiate goodwill, you attract goodwill. When you forgive, you are forgiven. The subconscious, impregnated with love, brings forth harmony in body, in affairs, and relationships. Let go of bitterness, release resentment, forgive the past. Say with me, I radiate love to all. I forgive and I am forgiven. Divine love heals and restores my life. Do not delay. The law responds this very moment. As you speak these words, as you feel them, the subconscious is already at work. Invisible currents move, conditions shift, people are stirred, opportunities arise. The unseen becomes the seen. Now let us seal this chapter of truth with a decree of power. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and affirm, I am now aligned with divine order. I surrender fear. I resist not appearances. I rest in faith. I live in love. My subconscious, filled with truth, now manifests wealth, health, love, and peace. It is done. It is so. It cannot fail. Let the silence that follows be filled with calm certainty. The seed is sown. The harvest is inevitable. And so, my dear friend, you have walked further into the mystery of life. You have learned the law of surrender, the power of non-resistance, the rhythm of divine order. Take these truths, impress them daily, live them with joy, for you are not a beggar in God's universe, but a child of infinite riches, heir of all that the Father has. Perhaps tonight you sit with pain in your body, or a diagnosis that troubles your soul, or the quiet ache of loneliness, or the haunting fear that money will not be enough. And yet I tell you, you are not what appearances declare. You are not the verdict of man, nor the sum of outer conditions. You are spirit, clothed in flesh, animated by the infinite life of God, carrying within you the kingdom that heals, supplies, and renews all things. The sickness is but a shadow, the health is eternal. The poverty is but a passing cloud, the wealth is permanent, the loneliness is but a dream, the love is everlasting. Job 22:28 declares, Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy ways. This is no idle poetry, this is the law of mind. The decree is the word you impress upon your subconscious. Speak health, and health takes form. Speak wealth, and wealth is established. Speak peace, and peace clothes you. The light shines when you affirm truth with conviction. Say with me now, The healing power of God flows through me. Every cell is made whole. Every organ sings with life. I am renewed, restored, revitalized. Let these words be more than sound. See them as light pouring into your body, illuminating every atom. Carl Jung once said, man's greatest problems cannot be solved on the level at which they were created. Healing does not begin in the body, it begins in the mind. Wealth does not begin in the bank, it begins in the mind. Love does not begin in another person, it begins in the mind. All healing is inner healing. All abundance is inner abundance. All love is inner love. The subconscious is the womb of creation. If you impress health, the body must reflect it. If you impress wealth, circumstances must outpicture it. If you impress love, relationships must conform. A man once came to me, broken with arthritis. Doctors could do little more than prescribe relief. He was bitter, resentful, convinced life had robbed him. I told him to release the bitterness, to see himself walking freely, to feel the joy of mobility in his imagination. Each night before sleep he affirmed, I am free. The healing power of God moves in me. I walk in ease and liberty. He imagined himself hiking the hills he loved. Within months, his body obeyed the vision of his mind. The subconscious, receiving the decree of freedom, rebuilt the tissues, restored the function, and health returned. This is the missing formula of healing. Picture the end, affirm the truth, feel the reality, and surrender it to the subconscious. The how is not your work. The subconscious knows. Do you see now the secret of wealth as well? Wealth is not hoarded coins, not mere figures in a ledger, not paper in a bank. Wealth is a state of consciousness. Poverty is a belief in shortage. Abundance is a belief in supply. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. If you believe in lack, you will draw it no matter your labor. If you believe in abundance, you will attract it, even through unexpected channels. Napoleon Hill recorded in Think and Grow Rich that riches come first in thought, then in reality. Every fortune was once an idea. Every empire was once a dream. Walt Disney saw a kingdom of imagination while others saw only swampland. Carnegie envisioned steel where others saw only ore. Edison imagined light where others knew only darkness. They lived first in the unseen, and the seen followed. So too must you. Begin now to imagine wealth. Picture yourself receiving, giving, circulating. Imagine the relief of debts dissolved, the joy of needs supplied, the thrill of generosity. Do not say someday, say now. Feel it as real. The subconscious cannot distinguish between the real and the vividly imagined. What you feel to be true, it accepts as true and brings to pass. Say quietly with me, money flows to me in streams of plenty. I am a channel of divine supply. I give freely, I receive joyfully, I live in abundance. Let these words fall like seed into the deep soil of your subconscious. But hear me, abundance is not selfish, it is divine circulation. The more you give, the more flows back to you. The subconscious multiplies what you circulate. Hoard and you dam the river. Give and you keep it flowing. Love, ideas, money, service, all must move. Give thanks for what you have. Give freely from what you have, and more will return. Do not despise the humble coin. A man once told me he was ashamed of his small paycheck. I said, bless it. He began to hold his wages in his hand and say, I give thanks for this evidence of supply. It is multiplied now by divine order. In months, promotions came, opportunities unfolded, and his income doubled, then tripled. Gratitude magnetized his subconscious to greater wealth. Now we come to the great secret. Imagination is God's gift of creation. Romans chapter 12:2 declares, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. How do you renew your mind? By using imagination to build new images of truth. The subconscious is impressionable like soft wax. Whatever or image you press upon it, it will harden into fact. The outer world is but a mirror of your inner imagery. So picture your body radiant with health. Picture your home filled with love. Picture your business prospering. Picture peace reigning in your heart. See it, feel it, live it within. The subconscious will take that image and reproduce it without. A young woman once told me she longed for love but found only rejection. I asked her, what picture do you hold of yourself? She wept and admitted she saw herself as unwanted, unworthy, unlovable. I said, change the image and life will change. Each night she affirmed, I am loved with an everlasting love. I radiate charm, joy, and kindness. I attract a partner who delights in me. She pictured herself walking hand in hand, laughing, embraced. Within the year, she was engaged to a man who adored her. The subconscious, impregnated with love, brought forth love. Beloved, do not underestimate this power. You hold in your imagination the seed of destiny. Guard it well. Plant only what you desire. Cast out the weeds of fear, resentment, and doubt. Sow the seeds of faith, love, health, wealth, joy. The harvest will be inevitable. Say with me, I imagine only good. I see myself healthy, wealthy, loved, and free. My subconscious brings these images to pass now. Feel the certainty. Let it be so. And now, let us walk deeper still. Healing, wealth, and love are not struggles. They are the natural fruits of right belief. The subconscious is a faithful servant. It does not argue. It does not reason. It does not delay. It simply creates what you impress. The task is not to force, but to believe. Believe, and you shall receive. As you walk tomorrow, as you face your tasks, remember this truth. You are never alone. The infinite is with you, guiding you, healing you, prospering you. The presence of God surrounds you like the air you breathe. Trust it, surrender to it, live from it. Now close your eyes a moment, breathe deeply, and affirm. And the life of God flows through me as health. The riches of God flow through me as supply. The love of God flows through me as harmony. The wisdom of God flows through me as guidance. I am one with God, and all is well. Rest in the silence after these words. Feel the assurance the seed is planted. The subconscious is already at work. And so, my beloved friend, as this chapter closes, carry this truth. You are not bound by appearances, by sickness, by poverty, by loneliness. You are free, you are rich, you are whole, you are loved. The law of mind is faithful, and what you decree it establishes. Perhaps you carry a hidden wound tonight, a memory that burns like fire in the dark chambers of the heart. A word spoken against you long ago, a betrayal, a rejection, an injustice. You try to move forward, but the shadow lingers, poisoning your joy, staining your thoughts, whispering, you were wronged, you were hurt, you were unloved. And so the subconscious, impressed with bitterness, brings forth bitterness in affairs, in body, in relationships. The old resentment becomes arthritis, ulcers, failure, loneliness. Hear me now with all the force of truth. The great key to freedom, to health, to abundance is forgiveness. To forgive is not to condone the wrong, but to release yourself from the chain. Forgiveness is not for the other, it is for you. When you release the burden, you dissolve the poison in your subconscious, and healing rushes in like a flood. Jesus said, "Forgive, and ye shall be forgiven." What does this mean? As you forgive in your subconscious forgives you. The guilt dissolves, the self-hatred vanishes, the way opens. The law of life is love, and when you love, you align with divine order. Say quietly with me now, I release every person who has ever hurt me. I forgive, and I am forgiven. I radiate love to all, and I am free. The chains fall from your soul as these words enter your deeper mind. A businessman once told me he could not prosper. Every venture failed, every deal collapsed. As we spoke, he revealed a bitter hatred for his former partner who had cheated him years before. I said to him, "Your resentment is the real thief. Release it and prosperity will return." He began to affirm daily, "I forgive my partner completely. I wish him health, wealth, peace, and joy. I am free and prosperity flows to me now." Within weeks, new contracts opened, new income appeared, and the flow of abundance returned. Forgiveness unlocked the door. Do not wait for apologies, for restitution, for justice. Begin now. Forgive in the silence of your heart. Forgive by affirming love. Forgive by seeing the offender bathed in divine light. The subconscious will take this image and heal you. Now let us walk higher still into the mystery of mystical union. The ancient psalm declares, "Be still and know that I am God." What is this stillness? It is the silence of the mind when you rest in the realization of oneness. The greatest secret is this: God is not far, not outside, not apart. God is the very life of your life, the mind of your mind, the breath of your breath. In Him you live and move and have your being. To awaken to this truth is liberation. You cease to beg an outside deity, and you begin to realize the indwelling presence. When Jesus said, "The kingdom of God is within you," He was pointing to this mystical union. You are one with infinite life, infinite love, infinite wisdom. When you affirm health, it is not you alone, but God as your subconscious fulfilling it. When you affirm wealth, it is not you alone, but God as supply flowing through you. When you affirm love, it is not you alone, but God as love expressing in you. Sit quietly now and whisper, "God is my life, and that life is perfect. God is my wealth, and that wealth is endless. God is my love, and that love is complete. God is my peace, and that peace is eternal. I am one with God, and God is one with me. Rest in the vibration of these words. This is mystical prayer, the union of conscious and subconscious, the marriage of heaven and earth. Carl Jung spoke of the self as the totality that transcends the ego. Ernest Holmes called it the indwelling presence. Whatever the name, it is the infinite within you waiting to be acknowledged. When you rest in this awareness, you cease to fear, for how can you fear when you are one with omnipotence? You cease to doubt, for how can you doubt when you are one with omniscience? You cease to lack, for how can you lack when you are one with infinite supply? This is the higher law of abundance. Abundance is not something you chase, it is something you realize. The whole universe is abundance. Stars spill light without measure. Rivers pour water without end. Trees yield fruit season after season. Poverty is not God's will, it is man's ignorance. The moment you awaken to oneness, you discover that supply is within you, waiting for expression. Thomas Edison once said, "Ideas come from space." He meant that creativity is not produced by the brain alone, but drawn from the infinite field. The same is true of wealth. It is not produced by toil alone, but by attunement to the infinite source. When you align with God within, ideas flow, opportunities open, doors swing wide. Say with me now, I am one with infinite supply. Ideas of wealth flow to me. Opportunities open before me. Prosperity is mine now. Let these words sink deep. Your subconscious, impregnated with this truth, will move the outer world to conform. Remember also this, true abundance includes love, health, peace, joy, as well as money. Do not fragment your good. Do not say, I will be wealthy but lonely, or I will be healthy but poor. The infinite does not deal in fragments. It is wholeness. Abundance means fullness of life in every area. A woman once came to me, wealthy in money but poor in love. She wept in her mansion, saying, I have everything and yet nothing. I told her, see love as part of your abundance. Affirm love as freely as you affirm money. She began to say, divine love fills my life. I attract loving friends. I radiate harmony. Within months, her life was filled with companionship, laughter, and joy. She discovered that true prosperity is wholeness. Beloved, do not settle for fragments. Claim the fullness now. Health in the body, wealth in the hand, love in the heart, peace in the mind, joy in the spirit. This is your divine inheritance. Say quietly, I claim fullness of life now. I accept perfect health, lavish wealth, enduring love, deep peace, overflowing joy. I am one with God, and all is mine. Feel the vastness of these words. Now let us seal this chapter with the realization of truth. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and affirm, I forgive all, and I am free. I am one with God, and God is one with me. I live in the fullness of abundance here and now. It is done. It is so. It cannot fail. Rest in the silence. Feel the union. Know it is finished. And so, my beloved friend, forgiveness has loosed your chains. Union has revealed your oneness. Abundance has been claimed as your birthright. Live these truths, and nothing shall be impossible to you. And now, beloved friend, we come to the mountaintop. You have walked with me through the valleys of belief, through the gardens of imagination, through the still waters of surrender, through the inner healing of forgiveness, through the radiant dawn of abundance. And here at the summit, I tell you the final secret. Manifestation is not something you force. It is something you allow. It is not a future event. It is a present reality awaiting recognition. Mark 11:24 declares, what things soever ye desire, when ye pray, belize. Be that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. Do you hear the holy paradox? Believe you have it now, and it shall appear. This is the law of assumption, the law of belief fulfilled. The outer world is but the delayed reflection of your inner conviction. When you know it within, the world must bow and conform. Manifestation begins not in the hands, but in the heart. It begins not in labor, but in vision. The image you hold, the feeling you cultivate, the word you decree, these are the architects of destiny. The subconscious is the builder, silent, tireless, faithful. It constructs in secret what you conceive in spirit, and in due time the invisible becomes visible. Say with me now, I already have what I seek. It is mine now. I rejoice in the finished work. Let these words echo in the depths of your being. You are not waiting. You are living in the answered prayer. Walt Disney once walked the empty land of Florida and saw not swamp but castles and kingdoms. He spoke of them as though they already stood. He believed he had received, and the world beheld his dream. Thomas Edison lit up the night long before the bulb burned. He carried the picture, he felt the certainty, and manifestation was inevitable. Napoleon Hill wrote that the starting point of all achievement is desire, but desire transmuted into belief, into feeling, into vision. This is creation itself. The law is impartial. It does not choose for you. It simply mirrors back your inner conviction. If you believe in failure, it manifests failure. If you believe in success, it manifests success. If you believe in fear, it manifests fear. If you believe in love, it manifests love. Therefore, guard your belief as the most sacred treasure. Proverbs declares, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." Not as he wishes, not as he pleads, not as he pretends, but as he truly thinks and feels in the heart. The subconscious listens not to the fleeting wish, but to the deep conviction. Change the conviction, and you change the destiny. A woman once said to me, "I have prayed for years for a home, but it never comes." I asked her, "Do you see yourself living in it? Do you feel the joy of its walls around you? Do you believe it is yours now?" She admitted she had prayed with longing, but not with belief. I told her to picture herself walking through her home, arranging flowers, feeling the safety and beauty. Within 6 months, circumstances aligned, and she moved into the home she had imagined. The prayer was answered when the belief was planted. Beloved, manifestation is not waiting for proof. Manifestation is giving proof to the unseen by your faith. Hebrews 11:1 tells us, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Faith is the inner evidence that creates the outer evidence. When you know it within, you will see it without. Say quietly with me, "I walk by faith, not by sight. I believe, therefore I receive. What I decree is established now." Let this be the anthem of your subconscious. But let us rise even higher. Manifestation is not merely to gain things, but to reveal your destiny. You are not here by chance. You are not a wandering atom in a cold universe. You are a divine idea in the mind of God, born for a purpose, equipped with gifts, destined for greatness. The longing in your heart is not vanity. It is destiny calling. The poet Goethe declared, "Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it." Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. That boldness is faith. When you dare to believe in your God-given vision, you align with destiny. The subconscious, charged with your conviction, will open doors, move men, rearrange circumstances until your dream stands in daylight. Say now, "I am destined for greatness. I am guided, supplied, and upheld by God. My destiny is fulfilled now." Do not limit the infinite by small thinking. Do not cage God with timid prayers. The subconscious can do infinitely more than you ask or think. Lift your vision, expand your belief. Imagine not only sufficiency but abundance, not only healing but radiant health, not only survival but thriving joy. God's desire for you is fullness of life. Non-resistance is the final key. Do not strain to make it happen. Do not demand when or how. Plant the seed, water it with gratitude, and rest in divine order. The harvest will come in season. Your subconscious, in league with infinite wisdom, knows the perfect time, the perfect channel, the perfect unfolding. Trust the process, trust the law, trust God. Now let us seal the journey of all these chapters with a final decree of power. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and affirm with all your heart, "I believe in the law of God within me. I believe in my subconscious mind as the instrument of infinite power. I believe in health, and I am healthy. I believe in wealth, and I am wealthy. I believe in love, and I am loved. I believe in peace, and I am at peace. I believe in joy, and I am joyful. I believe in success, and I succeed. I believe in divine order, and all is well. It is done. It is so. It cannot fail." Rest now in the silence of certainty. Feel the stillness that comes when you know the prayer is answered, the seed is planted, the harvest is sure. And so, beloved friend, this journey comes full circle, from the law of belief to the power of imagination, from the healing of forgiveness to the abundance of union, from surrender to manifestation. The truth has been spoken into your subconscious. Live it, and you will know the reality. You are unlimited, you are eternal, you are the beloved of God, and nothing is impossible to you. If you are ready to awaken the power within, subscribe now and join this journey of truth.